Hi everyone, my name is Megan Ratchless and I'm the Director of Special Education at Genesee Valley Central School District. This video will explain more on what parents can expect at CSE meetings. CSE stands for Committee on Special Education. Listed on the screen are 5 different types of CSE meetings. However, the top 3 are considered to be the most important. The purpose of a new referral or initial eligibility meeting is to determine if your child qualifies for special education services in an individualized education program or IEP. The purpose of an annual review is to discuss, develop, and review your child's IEP on a yearly basis. The purpose of a reevaluation is to determine if your child still qualifies as a student with a disability and if they require the same program and services. This occurs every 3 years and includes a school psychologist who completes up-to-date testing or records review. Next is an amendment meeting, which is to review, revise, or amend your child's IEP, which could occur anytime throughout the school year. And finally, the purpose of a transfer intake meeting is to review a transfer student's current IEP and provide comparable services, which are services that the current district can offer that are similar to the district that the student previously attended. An IEP is a legal document that describes the special education plan for your child with a disability. It includes in-depth and data-based information about your child's strengths and challenges. The IEP should also be clear about the school's plan for addressing your child's needs. It covers topics like academic goals, testing accommodations, therapy, transportation services, and much more. Of course, not every service is relevant to your child. The IEP is individualized to your child's unique learning needs. Before any of these meetings, you will receive a prior written notice 5 to 7 days before the meeting, which will be included in addition to the meeting invite. Then, as a parent or guardian, it is your job to create questions or ideas that you would like to mention during the meeting and be ready to share any of this information. Finally, it's important to bring copies of medical notes, evaluations, or other pieces of data that could be relevant to contributing towards your child's IEP. There are several members that attend the CSE meeting: the parent or guardian, the CSE chairperson, a general education teacher, a special education teacher, a school psychologist for the initial eligibility meeting, as well as the reevaluation meeting, related service providers depending on the services that your child receives. Your child could be invited if they are in grades 7 through 12, and then others invited by you or the school. Each CSE meeting refers to a different agenda. First, in a new referral initial eligibility meeting, it's important to complete introductions and sign in. The CSE chair will then review the purpose and overview of the meeting. They will then receive parent input and feedback. The school psychologist will then review evaluation results, and then the committee will determine if the student qualifies as a student with a learning disability by reviewing the 13 different classifications. The committee will then discuss the student's options if the student doesn't qualify as a student with a disability. If the student does qualify, they will discuss recommended programs, services, and placements. And then the parents will receive a copy of the procedural safeguards, which are your rights as a parent or guardian. These are located on our Special Education Department webpage on the district website. In terms of an annual review meeting, again, it's important to introduce each other and sign in, and then review the purpose and overview of the meeting. The parents will then be asked to provide input. The committee will then review student information through the gen ed teacher and the special education teacher, as well as related service providers. The special education teacher and related service providers will then review measurable annual goals. They will then review recommended programs, services, and placements and determine what is appropriate for that student. They'll then review testing accommodations and then again provide the parents with a copy of procedural safeguards. In terms of a reevaluation meeting agenda, the agenda remains the same, except for the fact that the school psychologist will review evaluation results. Every 3 years, the school psychologist will either complete a records review or a reevaluation with testing, and then the committee will determine eligibility. If the student continues to qualify as a student with a disability, they will then review the remainder of the IEP. After the meeting, parents will receive a notice of recommendation as well as a finalized version of the IEP. The IEP will be implemented and services will begin. The students' related service providers and teachers will have access to the IEP, and the committee will reconvene once a year for the annual review and once every 3 years for the reevaluation. It's also important to note that parents must provide consent for initial placement after the new referral or initial eligibility meeting. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. My phone number is 585-268-7904, and my email address is mratchles@genvalley.org. I am looking forward to continue to work with all of you.